We're going to show you how to wire a fuse harness to your GPS device and vice versa to your vehicle. This is an SUV vehicle. It has a fuse box in the bottom portion of the driver's side dashboard. We'll try and shine some light there so you can see. Sometimes they're on the inside of the driver's door, here or here. For example, if it's a sedan or like a small four-door sedan, they could be here, here, or here. And in some cases, they could be in the trunk. You just have to look at your owner's manual. For this particular car, it's an SUV. A lot of SUVs typically have them right about here, just like pickup trucks and utility vehicles. A lot of them are typically right here or up here. Again, I'll shine the fuse box and you can get an idea of what was done here. You'll see that all we did was plug in our micro fuse to a constant running power port. In other words, an accessory port that I looked up in the user manual of the vehicle to see what was an accessory port that I could use that might be constantly running. You could check this with a test light, or you could just plug in and test using your device and grounding out the cable and just checking to see if the device shows that it's charging, which you can see here. Let me focus that right there. So we know we have power, it's constant power, and the vehicle is not running, and the key is out of the ignition. So you'll see also there is a grounding screw back there, straight ahead, and you'll see that it's more of a grounding nut, and you'll find a grounding source near the fuse box. Every box has one. You want it to contact metal, not plastic. In other words, don't use a screw or a nut that is holding the fuse box, which is plastic. You want to look for something that is connecting directly to the vehicle's metal, the vehicle's chassis, to ground out the cable, the grounding cable. And then you might ask, what do we do next? You want to unravel this wire, and you want to start hiding it discreetly so that thieves don't see where you've wired something to the fuse box. You want to hide it under the carpet, the fabric liner, back here. You can tuck it in. There's all sorts of creative ways that you can hide that wiring. If you just want to maybe go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you can buy these. These are the white versions. It's better if you get the black ones. They're quite a bit more discreet when they're the black, darker ones. You can hide under the dashboard. That is, of course, all quite dark and typically a black for a black dashboard. And then what you do with these are basically tie strap sticky mounting. Here, I'll show you. Adhesive mounting plates, and you slide your tie strap, which these are absurdly large. You don't need them this big. You can get the stubby ones, the little tiny ones, the short ones, but this is what we have available at the shop right now. But basically they go in here all the way, they loop around, and then you basically unravel that wire and you start sticking these under your dash, high up under the dash, creatively, and you want to press and hold this to a clean surface under the dash. You want to make sure the surface is not full of dust or dirt, or this is not going to stick very well. So you want to press and hold about 30 seconds for each one of these. If you want to go a little extra OCD, just make sure you wipe down the surface under the dash with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean it really well under there, because it's full of dust and dirt from debris over the years and what have you. So you could do that and then attach this, holding about 20-30 seconds after the alcohol has dried up. And then you loop these closed, and you basically tuck your wire under the dash. And then you put this device, which also has, typically a lot of these GPS devices will come with some Velcro. I like the Velcro better than the magnets. The magnets are great for the exterior of the car, but if you're going to do anything on the interior of the car, use the Velcro. It's also called hook and loop adhesive. So you take this adhesive off, this backing here. Again, clean the surface somewhere underneath the dash, way up here. Now, when I say the dash, that doesn't mean an obvious spot here. No, no, no. That means behind the dash. So tucking it behind, back here, and attaching it with Velcro, cleaning the area with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel would be ideal. And tucking it high, of course, away from moving parts like the steering wheel column, the brake, the gas. Stay away from all of that for obvious reasons. And you want to make sure you just find a safe, secure spot high up under the dash. Or for this vehicle, it's even more convenient if you just tucked all this wiring under here using these mounting stickies, okay, tucking it behind, and then hide the device, bam, right in there. And then you can attach it with Velcro right on the inside, right here. Or on the inside here behind the radio part, right here. The center console radio section. So those are great spots. And that is how you would wire this if you were to use the constant running power adapter. I say constant running because it effectively means this device has an internal battery like most GPS devices do, but when you have this wired, obviously this constant running cable will keep it powered always. If someone disconnects it, the device will still continue to run because it still has usually several days of battery left in the device itself. So they're not going to kill the unit just by cutting this cable. Maybe they can't find the unit, but they see this cable going somewhere and they think, let's just say a really creative thief, and they cut the cable. It means nothing. This device still has an independent battery. And again, like most GPS devices do, this is a great backup plan. So you wire the device, hide the wire really discreetly, and then if for whatever reason you have a really creative thief, it doesn't matter because the device is still going to be well hidden somewhere else. It's just going to continue powering even if they cut the cable or something like that. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and have a good day.